make sure that people are held accountable, and unless there's any misinterpretation of what's happened, I don't need to take your face or anything like that. I would like you to identify yourself to me, please.
Yeah, I'm PC Graham from Macclesfield Police
And
Station.
you have a number. It's 3588, yeah. My name's John, you can call me John. I was busking in town today.
Okay.
At just before 1:10 a police car had been parked outside, roughly 20 guys. Don't know what the incident was, don't really care. It's not part of this, is what I'm saying. I'd set up, had my little dog beside me, started playing. It's quite busy, it's lunchtime, and the police car, clearly two people had got into it, a chap and a lady. Started driving down, there was a lot of people in town, and at that point when they just got level with me, in a pedestrian precinct, they put the siren on.
Okay.
And it was a shattering noise,
yeah.
Especially in between buildings like that, in that area.
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting it, or certainly, no, I don't think anyone could say they were expecting it, even if they'd seen the police car. And it had the desired effect, as far as I could see. That's what I was looking at the time, is that people got out of the way. Now, and my dog was, I had to spend 5 minutes with her, calming her down. I saw a couple of other people with dogs that had a similar problem. We've just gone through the 5th of November. My question is, well, my question really is, was that entirely necessary? But it really comes in two parts. The first, because you can't really say you weren't there.
I wasn't there, and I don't know what job they've been sent to.
The first thing is, what is the policy on using your siren? And, well, let's just leave it at that for the moment. What is the policy?
Well, basically, if they've been asked to go to a grade 1 emergency job, I don't know what job they were going to, all right? They have obviously they have a time period that they've got to get there. If it's been deemed an emergency, they've got to be there within 10 minutes. That's it's a grade time, but to be honest, you get there as quick as you can, don't you, if it's an emergency job. So obviously they've got the ability, they've got the power to use the emergency equipment on their vehicles to get through traffic quicker and to alert people of their presence that they may be exceeding speed limits, you know, if it's safe to do so. So sirens and lights.
In a pedestrian precinct, would that be...
But if they're driving down there, it's obviously got vehicle access, hasn't it? You've also got to alert pedestrians who might just want to walk across. No, but they're in the area, aren't they? And it's not just for vehicles to alert them of your presence and that you're trying to make your way through traffic.
For argument's sake then, if, just hypothetically, because we don't know exactly what the situation was, if it was not an emergency, if it was just going to the next call, would it be appropriate to use a siren?
It depends on the job, without knowing what job they were going to.
So
of course it does.
Not for an emergency. But if it's not an emergency, if they've not been given this 10-minute get there as soon as you can, if they've not been given that, if it's just they've got their next call to make for whatever reason, the part of an investigation. I
don't know what job they were going to. All I can say to you is the use of the sirens. Would you
use it if you were just
just going to an inquiry?
Just going to an appointment?
No, of course not, because it's not an emergency.
Okay, so if it's not an emergency, clearly you believe that it's unnecessary.
Yeah, you wouldn't use your lights and sirens for that.
Right. And my next thing is now, I'd like to know, I don't need to know what the details are of the incident, but I would like something to happen from this office to find out the inspector. Well, I need to know the inspector who was in charge at the time.
Right. I don't understand what the issue is.
Well, I'm going to come to that if you'll let me finish.
Yeah, of course.
This is about the inspectors in charge at the time, because clearly they respond to the inspector in here before the chief inspector. Operationally, today, it would be the inspector, I guess,
yeah. Or a sergeant, if you want to speak to the duty sergeant who's on call now.
He's on call now?
There should be a duty sergeant.
I did ask for somebody of a relevant level of authority, Mr. Bubb, did I not?
I'm one of the local traffic officers, so...
are you a sergeant?
No, but without him knowing exactly what you...
Well, I told him exactly what it's on YouTube, and there'll be more.
Right.
Until I've got to the bottom of this, because I'm concerned...
What was the concern?
Well, I'm concerned that it's entirely unnecessary to give everyone that basically what amounts to disturbing the peace in the middle of the town, when pedestrians are going about their day at lunchtime, not expecting a car to suddenly erupt into
Right.
sirens.
So you want...
It's a pedestrian area.
Yeah, of course. So you want to know if they had the authority to use their...
I want to make sure that people are not using it to get to the chip shop quicker.
Right,
That's
what
what it comes
Is that
down
what you
to.
think's happened? What would make you
I'm
think
using
that?
an example there. I'm using an example. Clearly,
Right.
I'm using
What would
an
make you think
outlandish
that a
example.
police officer would just put the sirens on to get to the chip shop? That's ridiculous.
No, but you can see, you don't try and twist it. That's why
I'm
I
not trying
chose.
to twist it.
Well, I'm not saying
That's
that.
what you just said to me. It seems crazy.
I want to speak to the sergeant, please.
You want to speak to the sergeant?
I absolutely do.
What time was the incident? Just so I can find out.
10 past 1. Just before 10 past 1.
Yeah, that was probably the day sergeant,
It's
but
not
I
an
shall get the afternoon sergeant, who I'm sure will...
It's not an incident as such. I'm not recording an incident. I'm trying to get to the bottom of something because
Yeah, I
I feel
understand
that it's. I'm
You
on you
want to
guys'
speak to
side.
the sergeant, I'll get
I'm
the
on your
sergeant.
side because we need the police right now, particularly this
Right.
time in this country when so much is going on with the corporations and things, and instead of us feeling comfortable being looked after by the police, quite often police seem to be enforcing policy of corporations, which is not really in your oath. So this is part of what this is about,
Okay.
really. I want to make sure that people are not overstepping the bounds of what really is acceptable,
Right.
particularly in a very busy area like that with all pedestrians, no traffic except that car, at lunchtime on a Thursday or
Right.
Wednesday.
Okay.
You understand?
I shall go and get the sergeant for you.
Thank you.